the garage. Sorry about my little rant there before the break. If you were with us, I just couldn't help it. Out of our almost 6 years in business, that was our first casualty. You know what I mean? It was, and it just sucks because we work our ass off. And when you work that hard at something, we did the labor, we did the work, we bought him. It was parts that we had actually physically bought him: new master cylinder, brake lines, fittings. I think it was like the speedo cable, a bunch of other stuff. We actually physically bought those parts, So you stole from me. That's all it was. And when you steal from me, you're stealing from my family, my employees, my kids, and it's just wrong, So, anyways. No, I'm not mad.
No, not at all.
So back to our first, Mitchell, because that was very good. That was a first for us. That was our first ass that we ever had to deal with, and yeah.
Well, another question we got is, what was the first expensive tool you bought?
Oh, probably just my Snap-on toolbox, I don't know if that's a tool, but it holds all my tools. And that was probably the first thing I bought. I mean, man, I think I paid around $5,000 for it, many years ago. So that was expensive. That was a pretty big deal, I think, Up until then, I was really good at stealing my dad's tools, and I still have a lot of them. So if you're listening, Dad, I still have them. I swear I didn't lose them. He always accused me of losing them. I never lost them. I knew exactly where they were. They were in my toolbox. So what about you?
That's what I was going to have to say. When I started with you, I was like, I finally hit the big leagues. I got to get myself a shiny Snap-on toolbox.
There you go.
It took me a long time to pay off, but
yeah, but I'm proud of you.
Now I got
paid it off. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, toolboxes are expensive. Tools are expensive.
Yeah.
If you want a really good tool like a Snap-on tool, man, hang on. It's going to hurt.
Yeah.
But it's, once you buy it, it's worth it. They'll last you forever, pretty much, and then they're warranted, Our Snap-on guy is pretty cool, Sean.
Yeah, and they hold value forever, too.
Yeah, they do. They don't seem to depreciate, so that's pretty cool. And I have several toolboxes now, literally. I won the Monster Garage. I did a full build on that thing and won the big, giant toolbox full of Mac tools, so I have that at home. I have, another Snap-on big box, 2 Snap-on big boxes, actually 3, yeah. So I only have the 2 at work. Then I have the rest at home. So got to have tools at home too.
Oh yeah.
So what else? What else we got there?
We have who was the first car builder you looked up to?
That's funny. That's a funny story because, for 15 years almost, I was a diesel mechanic, I built the cars on the side. The cars were my hobby. My first car I built from the ground up was a 61 VW bus that turned into actually my daily driver. I drove it everywhere until it got stolen. But what was the question? Completely went blank. Wow. Ah, shoot, man. God.
The first car builder you looked up to.
I got it again. It came back to me. But anyways, I always built for myself. I never really, I had a friend, Andy, who always said, "You're crazy, man. Why do you go to Pick You Part all the time?" I love Pick You Part. Get my little ice chest with a 6-pack of beer, go there with my tools on top of it and find the parts I needed, go home and tinker and play with it. So I never really, I knew of like George Barris and some of those guys, and Gene Winfield and but I really wasn't a guy who followed them, you know. I was always into my own thing at that own time, you know. So it was funny when I started the hot rod business, you know, I had no idea how small of a world the hot rod business really is, you know. I had no idea that there was other builders out there like Troy Chapraner. I had heard of Chip Foose because he had his TV show Overhauling, you know. I had heard of Jesse James, you know, guys like that. Jesse, I really looked up to. You know, I did the Monster Garages. He was a good influence, a strong influence. He was a cool guy. You know, I dug what he did. He was a hard worker. He made it by using his own two hands, and you know, nobody really helped him. But when I was younger, yeah, there was never anybody really that I looked up to. And when I got in the hot rod business and people started naming off all these names, you know, like, no offense, Troy Ladd and Steve Strope, who I really don't care for, but you know, when they started naming off these names, I didn't know, and I was like, I just shake my, oh yeah, I know this guy. I know, yeah. But I didn't have a clue who they were talking about. You know what I mean? So, man, these breaks come quick.
Yeah, they
Sorry,
really
I
do.
just keep rambling on. But when we come back, we're going to find out who you looked up to. Hopefully it was me.
Don't put those tools away. We'll be right back in the garage with Bodie Stroud.